First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the ourselves great millstone, while unto his truth, and also to the Ophilat that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of the lesson is the coming Motb system. So I like to say Shalom. So hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today, let's have a quick Google search here. And it reads, it said the rise of microchipping. We're going to just read a little bit of it. It says here, it said the rise of microchipping, the chip in hand implant that lets you pay with your hands. Let's get a little of these key points. It said, instead of carrying your wallet, a British Polish company wants you to carry it under your skin. So we already know this is going to replace your wallet, as you know it. Everything is getting ready to be digital, programmable, also implantable under the skin. So we know it's going to replace your driver license, your medical records, your insurance, your banking history, and many other things. It's going to replace it. So all these things are getting ready to go under your skin, so you can understand it. So microchipping is becoming mainstream, as it's becoming very trending. Just like the men of the Lord has constantly been warning people left and right, but it shall go into your right hand or your forehead. We already knowing about the Neuralink. Also, Elon Musk, he's already done test one participant. Now he's doing another second run. He says by the end of the year he wants several hundreds, like around 500 by the end of this year, with these new implants, inserted in their forehead or their brain. So we seeing that this is very it's coming reality right before our eyes. So the Bible is a true book. Let's get a little bit more. It says the company sells microchips as an alternative payment option that allows you to pay with your hands. So one thing about said is telling you that it's going to be optional, but one thing about it said, when you go to Revelation chapter 13, he calls us all, both great and small, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the charagma in their right hand or in their forehead. So these things are going to be mandatory. It's going to be forced upon you. That anyone that don't be a part of this new way of doing things, you are going to be put to death. And that's why they have these guillotines, these FEMA camps. Also, they have these different ways of death penalties. Put it like that. These Noahide laws. When you get a chance, look it up. And it says here, it says the first microchip was implanted into a human back in 1998, but the technology has been available commercially only in the past decade. It says here, it said the pay with hand microchip is a little bigger than a grain of rice and weighs less than a gram. So that's what we constantly warning you about, this RFD microchip, which in fact is that grain of rice. And the men of law each and every day constantly, warning you of these things that's getting ready, are fast approaching upon this earth. Everyone on the planet is getting ready to be tried. It's getting ready to be a global event that you have never seen before. So they already have a lot of things already into place. So we already know that this grain of rice is going to work hand in hand with this CBDC, this central bank digital currency. So things are getting ready to go digital. We already know that we're very close to a great economic collapse. So they talking about this is very convenient. You just wave your hand. So a lot of places already have this technology in place, like Whole Foods, Amazon, Amazon One, Walgreens, Walmart. It's another one. I can't think of it right off, but we know that Walmart already have face recognition. Walgreens has this system in place whereby when you go to get your favorite drink or beverage out of the coolers now. It's got like a vault-like system up whereby they have the pictures on the outside and where you say wave or speak. So they already have these RFD the RFD sensors already in place. So we already know that the stage is set. All things are ready. So we already know that these implants going to be dealing with your biometrics, these digital IDs, your digital wallet. So it's going to replace the old way of doing things, like how you walk around with your credit cards, your debit cards, your license, your social security card, your pretty much everything about you. It's going to be on that that implant, which is going to be placed in under your skin. Got to be careful what we say because they will pull the video down. So I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but it says here this last little part. So you can use the chip to pay. So whenever contactless payments are acceptable. So that word right there, contactless. So that's going into that this buying and selling your transaction. It's going into these QR codes or these barcodes that they get ready to put into place, scanning and tracking. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what it's going. Also, robotics is going to play it's going to be a major role. Also, transhumanism, they're going to be massing man with machine. Also, that implant is something like it's a microchip, but it's going to be working with this new system that they're putting into place, 5G and 6G blockchain system. And one thing about it, dealing with your surveillance, your tracking, face recognition, palm scanning, retina scan. A lot of these things are coming in play. A lot of people thinking that it is a game. They put all these things in the movie. So we're seeing right here the rise of microchip or the C-hip, the chip in hand implant that lets you pay with your hands. But one thing about it is it lets you pay with your hand. But that one thing about it, we knowing that this is going to be mandatory. Either you take it or you die. And one thing about whose side are you going to be on? Your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, or are you going to trust in the strength of Egypt, or the modern day so-called Pharaoh, which in fact is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And one thing about it, we already know that he is constantly transitioning into this new system whereby it will be digital, programmable, also implantable under the skin. And one thing about it, a cashless or a contactless society is getting ready to come into play. And one thing about it, that he's imagined a vain thing. And one thing about it, he's trying to get that advantage, total control. You know what I'm saying? One word currency, one word government, one word religion. We goes over these things over and over, but the Bible is very repetitive. The Lord said, warn them for me. Keep not silent. That's what we're constantly doing, left and right, whether you want to hear it or not. Oh, he's talking about this once again. That's what we're supposed to do. And one thing about it, when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talking. So it says the rise of microchipping or the C-hip. So this coming mark of the beast system is very close at hand. Everything is already in place. And one thing about it, all they have to do is make an announcement, some type of outbreak or some type of lockdown. They are going to bring it. We constantly warn you left and right. And also we know that World War III is on the rise, and also we see in the love of many constantly waxing cold and cold. The body count is getting ready to be great. Violence is constantly rising. People are dying horrific death, but the Lord sending out those the spirit of vengeance, those death angels. So judgment has begun, and we constantly warning you left and right. So now let's get a few precepts, and after the precept, we'll start today's video. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. So let's start here. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. He said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So one thing about it, we got to be on a watchtower, constantly measuring the time diligently through these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, we're seeing what's going on. Everything is happening real time. So we're living in the end time, real time. And one thing about it, that's what we're constantly doing, standing on our watch, and we'll stand on fire for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. Let's read in NLT. It says, I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There I will wait to see what the Lord says and how he will answer my complaint. So one thing about it, that's what we constantly doing. We're constantly chatting this place down. We're in the highways and the byway, constantly making these video epistle. And one thing about it, this is not for fame and glory. It's not for merchandising or trying to get any money. The only thing we're doing is presenting the evidence. The Lord's word is plain and true. And one thing about it, election has attained and the rest was blinded. And one thing about it, the wise, the prudent man foresees the evil. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the prophets, also the true believers. We're seeing that these evils are constantly growing. The evil has been sown. But one thing about it, that we knowing that the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness is fast approaching also. So we're going through this great tribulation period. And one thing about it, we're going to trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we're standing on our watch, constantly warning you of all these things that's going on around the world, global events that's happening simultaneously, like a domino effect. That's why the Lord said, he has revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophet, the one that's constantly doing his will each and every day, constantly magnifying his name each and every day. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Verse 2, it said, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table that he may run that read it. So one thing about it is that, we're making it plain upon table. Those tables are what is the Bible, and one thing about it, the one that run that readers, that understand this wisdom, this knowledge, so one thing about it is that, we already knowing right now we're very close to all hell breaking loose, that this man is getting ready to implement this grain of rice, the rise of the sea hill. We seeing that we're very close. Let's read it in NLT. It said, then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tables, tablets, Salaki. It says, so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. And one thing about it is what we constantly doing. The Lord has set up watchmen to warn you of these things that fast approach. And one thing about it that we knowing that the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. We seen that it's hands and make it plain. That's what we constantly doing each and every day. Verse 3 said, for the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So right now we're seeing that, these visions, these prophecies and signs of the time, they're right in front of our page at appointed time. Right now, we're living in the end time, real time. These things are not prolonging anymore. They're not dragging. They're picking up. The Lord is accelerating time. We're seeing that we're very close to the second coming, the great and glorious return. Also of our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, man, we are very close. Verse 3 again in the NLT, it said, the vision is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. Say, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai say, hey, one thing about it, at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for the coming mark of the beast system. It is fast approaching. Will not be able to buy or sell. Everyone on the planet is getting ready to make a decision. Your faith is getting ready to be maxed out. And one thing about it, the Lord said, we will be tried as gold is tried in the fire. Who is that? The elect, the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We already know what the 2/3 is going to do. They are going to trust in this system and they will be totally destroyed. So now let's start today's video, and after the video we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
All right, you guys, so you're going to come into Whole Foods with me because I have something that I really want to bring to your attention. And I don't know if any of you are aware, but we are really living in the last days, and we have an adversary, Satan, who roameth about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And he's got a plan, and his plan is to disrupt your life and to cause you to completely turn away from the things that are good and move in the direction of things that are evil. You see, the enemy is after you. He's been after you from the moment of conception. There are things in your life that he wants to completely disrupt and destroy. And when you allow him to do those things, he will. And you see, there is something in the Bible referred to as the mark of the beast. And I want you to just take a look at this here. This thing right here is called Amazon One. Basically, this is a biometric scanner that allows you to put your palm underneath, and you're able to literally and figuratively pay for your purchase with just the scan of your palm. Now you see, this thing literally uses your biometric data to pay. It has all of your information. Your complete identity is found within the palm of your hand. And these organizations have all of your information and all of your data. And it's important to know that in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and onward, it says, "He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Just so you know, this right here is a look into the future. This right here is a look into what it is to come. You need to stay vigilant. You need to stay guarded up. You need to have on your armor of God. Continue to pray and seek the face of the Lord for revelation and direction. I love you. Be blessed.
Use the drones by the thousands, searching the whole area always to see if your chip communicates to the drones in the sky. This will take place. And if you do not have a chip, whenever they scan your body and you are basically without one, they send the authorities to come and find you, and the drone stays on you with all kinds of technology like infrared and all kinds. You can't run. You can't get away from it, okay? So it hovers over and it flies around and follows you the whole time until the authorities find you to give you the chip. Or you get your head off. And they don't even give you a chance. You either take the mark or you're done, okay? So
the chip is coming.
Okay, dope.
When they be having our ass walk up to this bitch and you gotta do that? Oh no. Look, it's to my speaking shit. Hell no. Telling you they about to have our ass. The world about to end.
$2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand. You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically. 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. It's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess.
The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name.
Seeing that they putting it right in your face, so we know that the coming mark of the beast system is already in place. And one thing about it is that we already know that they're getting ready to bring it very soon. The devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath, and the middle Lord will constantly warn you. So we'll start today's lesson. Let's start here. A quick lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. And we're getting very close. And one thing about it, we know that the famine of the word is fast approaching. And the men of the Lord are working overtime, constantly warning you. A lot of people are constantly playing games, seeing and see not, and hear not. We get that later on. Let's go here to Isaiah chapter 30. We'll start up at verse 1. And it said, "Woe to the rebellious children, says the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." So we already know right now, a lot of people right here in Babylon the Great, America, that do thy will spirit. A lot of people are right now stuck on stupid, all this Babylonian juice, and one thing about it, constantly getting rocked back to sleep from the left-hand side, constantly doing all sorts of iniquities and abomination. And one thing about it, they're not covered, with this wisdom and knowledge, this understanding, they're covered with this worldly, this Gentile mindset. That's why the Lord said, this is not your rest. A lot of people right now thinking that this is their rest and they're going to be totally destroyed. The two part therein shall be cut off and die because what? They don't have the right covering. They are naked right now. Don't have the right garment on. This wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, that will sustain you in times of trouble if you are part of the elect. Verse 2, it says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth the prophet to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And one thing about it, has not asked at my mouth, talking about the prophet, they're constantly, scoffing and mocking, constantly, not believing, oh, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen in our lifetime. But well, we're getting ready to see all together, and one thing about this, the strength of Pharaoh, which in fact in the modern day Pharaoh is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And it's saying to trust in the shadow of Egypt, modern day Babylon the Great, America, this is, we're in our second bondage, our second Egypt. So right now the Lord is getting ready to come deliver us from the east to the west. So we knowing that we're very close to these times. It said, verse 3, it said, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So a lot of people going to trust in this new technology. They're going to be feeling like it's a cool thing to get this grain of rice in their hand or this Neuralink in their forehead, or be hooked up to this 5G blockchain system. This digital society is very convenient, very safe, it's quick. It's convenient, It don't take no time. It's very painless. It's very harmless. And one thing about it, the Lord said, never trust thy enemy. That's why a lot of people gonna trust in this new system, this new new world order, and they will be totally destroyed. The one that saves his life shall lose his life. So one thing about it, a lot of people gonna be afraid. A lot of people are gonna be very delusional when that time of trouble comes. But one thing about it, we already know that the two-thirds, they're going to line up like clockwork. Take me, I'm first. So we already know it. Jesus. And one thing about it, we get ready to find out very soon. So now let's go here. Let's go to the main course. Let's go to the main meat. Let's go here. One thing about it, we making it going straight to the point. It's called we're in the end time, real time. Hey man, the sand in the hourglass is getting very, very low. And one thing about it, that hey, we've been very repetitive over and over. One thing about it, we already know that the Lord is getting ready to bring forth the famine of the world. That's why we constantly go over these things left and right. And again, one thing about it, we're worn out, but one thing about it, we're gonna constantly keep pushing until the Lord tell us to be quiet. The Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. We constantly warn you. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So one thing about it, we already knowing about this image. It's talking about this new world order, this 5G, 6G blockchain system, this beast baking system that's going to be dealing with your biometric, your digital IDs. You will not be able to buy or sell if you not take it under the skin. This new system that they're putting into place, you will not be able to go to work. You will not be able to eat. You will not be able to get your medication. You will not be able to do anything if you do not take it under the skin. And out of he had power to give life to the image of the beast, which in fact is this had power, which in fact the WHO and also the WEF, this system that he's getting ready to bring into place. And that beast is the revived Roman Empire. This is Esau system. He constantly trying to put it into place. He's trying to get that advantage. But one thing about it is that the Lord said he will not be able to perform his enterprise. And one thing about it, it said that if you will not worship or participate, if you don't comply, you're going to be put to death. That's why they have all these guillotines into place, these chipping stations, these facilities, which in fact are these FEMA camps. And a lot of people will desire to go into another city and will not be able because you will not have the right paperwork or will not have the right implant charagma under the skin. Let's go to verse 16. It said, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, to charagma, in their right hand or in their forehead. It's talking about this, what, the RFD microchip. Also, it's talking about this Neuralink, these lying wonders, So a lot of people will not be able to do anything, buy or sell. So this is going to be dealing with your transaction. You're already seeing that they have this technologies in these places right now with Amazon One, Walgreens, Walmart, many others, Whole Food. So a lot of these things are already in place. They're showing it to you right now. It's already here. You don't have to use your card. You don't have to use do the old way. You don't even have to use fiat the petrol dollar, because it's going to be obsolete very soon. It's moving into this digital central bank digital currency, the CBDC. It's going to work hand in hand with this mark, this charagma. So we're seeing how this picture is coming into full play. Let's read it once again. It says, verse 16. It says, let's read in the NLT. See, he requires everyone, small, great, rich, and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark or the charagma, or that badge of servitude, on the right hand or on the forehead. So we seeing what Elon Musk is constantly doing. They are putting it right in your face. He's seeing that his days are determined. So this man is getting ready to use all his pseudoscience, all of his technology from the left hand side. This transhumanist, robotics, all these things are getting ready to come into play in a big way. Going to be dealing with these QR codes, and also these barcodes, your transaction, your buying and selling point of sale. A lot of these things are coming into play, and we're constantly warning you. So we're seeing this new system is rolling out right before our face, the coming mark of the beast system. Verse 17 said, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the charagma, the badge of servitude, the RFD microchip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So one thing about this system, so in order to go on with, you think, a sense of normal, to go on with your daily life, you're going to have to take it, under the skin. That's why all roads lead to this damn grain of rice. It's coming fast approach. Let's read the NLT. It said, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, the charagma, the badge of servitude, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. So one thing about this system that they're putting into place, the new world order, one world currency, one world religion, one world government. He's imagined a vain thing. He will not be able to perform his enterprise. Verse 18 said, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 6. So one thing about it is that, say that 666 goes into this tri-style stigma, so, back in Roman, back in the ancient Roman Empire, they had using this like a tattoo or branding that they put on their soldiers. It had that SPR something on it. I did a lesson once before, and I put out a video on that, but that's what it's talking about. So this branding, this imprint, this implant that's they'll get ready to put into place. So we seeing it's right before I said, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding, who has to understand, the true believers, started with the prophet, 144, and also the true believer, that great multitude, who has wisdom, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 6. The number 666, tri-style stigma, that badge of servitude, that branding, that imprint, that implantable grain of rice. We put it like that. So let's go here. This is what's going to happen. We always got to go over this, because we are very close to this getting ready to happen, the implementation of the mark of the beast. And one thing about it, everyone on the planet is getting ready to be tried. This is one major prophecy we cannot get wrong through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So this is what's going to happen, your punishment. It said, Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9 said, and that the third angel followed them, saying, with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark, the charagma, the badge of servitude, in his forehead or in his hand, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Almighty, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger. He said, and he shall be tormented and tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11 said, and the smoke of their torment as ascended up forever and forever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receives the mark in his name. So one thing about it is that we already know that, if you receive this mark, you have to suffer the second death. The second death is the lake of fire, Babylon the Great. And one thing about it is that we're constantly warning you left and right, do not take it. And one thing about it, when you go to Revelation chapter 16, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be some type of boil. Let's go there right quick. It says there's 16, I think it's in 16, and I think it's this is it right here. So this is another punishment for taking that mark. It's right here. It says here, Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, the charagma of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So that's what's exactly going to happen. Some kind of way that device is going to burst or whatever, and it's going to be a cancerous sore that will not heal. Punishment from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We already knowing that the ultimate punishment is the second death, which in fact is the lake of fire, Babylon the Great. This place is getting ready to be a lake of fire. We already know that the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place in 1 hour. So we coming upon some very perilous time. It's time to get serious. It's time to gird up your loins. And one thing about it, and return to your true power while he can be found, if you're a part of the elect. And one thing about it, a lot of people constantly are not taking life seriously. And one thing about it, when the Lord returns, it's going to be great death that you have never seen before. So that's what we're constantly waiting on. We waiting on our salvation. We asking the Lord, how long, O Lord, the coming mark of the beast. We are so very close. We are rejoiced. We're almost out of this nightmare. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to second Ezra. We'll close down second Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 2, Second Ezra chapter 4. Second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 28. We'll close that here. Second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 28. And it reads, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet to come. So we know that we're at the beginning of sorrow. We're seeing that, the evil is sown right now, ever since back in the garden, Genesis chapter 3, And one thing about it, we already know right now, that the Lord is getting ready to bring forth all sorts of tribulation, all sorts of judgment, great mourning, great death, so the evil is sown. But one thing about it, the destruction thereof is not yet, the beginning of sorrow, that transition of power. So a lot more things got to play out, like the implementation of the mark of the beast, that we know that all hell will break loose. And one thing about it, we keeping our eyes on Israel. The least of the flock shall draw them out. The evil is sown. We're seeing it all around us. These evils are growing left and right. And one thing about it is that we knowing that we are in the end time, real time. We're constantly rejoicing. Man, we're here. Verse 29, it said, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. And one thing about it is that we're seeing right now, this place is turned all upside down, which in fact, the city of confusion, which is Babylon the Great, where the earth is out of course right now. And one thing about it, the Lord said, through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. What? The wars, the destruction, all sorts of bloodshed is being shed. You know what I'm saying? So we already knowing that when the Lord bring forth when it's an end of a eon of age or end of a kingdom, it's always be what? Great destruction, great death, great bloodshed. So that's that tribulation is coming. Esau is the end of this earth age, this temporary, the evil that is sown, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow, that's sown in good, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So once again, we knowing that we're very close to this time. We knowing that they have this system already in place. We know that war is brewing all across the world. We're seeing that people are still being unbelievers, still not believing, still scoffing and mock, just like the Bible said. And also we seeing, all these UFO sites are all across the world. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. And one thing about it is when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talk. And one thing about it, we knowing that we're coming upon some perilous time, a dark, gloomy time. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, that World War III has begun, and things are getting ready to escalate. And once again, our salvation is at the door. The men of the Lord are constantly warning you of all these impending dangers. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is the coming mark of the beast system. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.